Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. As you can see, I have another watch from Szanto today. They're a brand which offers a lot of different, variety in wristwatches. They have a lot of quartz models, they have a lot of automatic models, and I will drop a link in the description below if you want to check them out after this video. The watch in hand today is a very traditional, classic-styled coin cushion case watch. This is the Szanto Automatic Officer 6202. It retails for $395 US. Now getting into some basic stuff about this watch, obviously if I get you in a little closer here, you can see it has a nice Guilloche off-white dial, which is really, really nice, something that's kind of hard to find at this price point. Anyway, the watch itself is 44 millimeters in terms of diameter, but it doesn't wear that big. It certainly fits just fine on my 6.5-inch wrist, which is kind of, well, not weird because, it's a circular case with wire lugs, so obviously it wears much smaller. The watch is solid 316L stainless steel. It's pretty much polished all around. You have that nice coin-edged bezel here, which is pretty cool, very classical, as well as the crown, which is very nice, very nicely done there, as you can see. So the case back as well is completely polished. Pretty much everything is polished. There's not a brushed surface on this watch, if you couldn't tell. Now getting into some more dimensions on this watch, we have a pair of 22 millimeter lug widths here, which is pretty typical for a 44 millimeter cased watch. Now the case thickness, we're looking at 12 millimeters. It's fairly thin, if you didn't notice that. It definitely helps it really wear nice on the wrist there. The lug to lug distance from here to here is 49 millimeters, so it's really not that big for a 44 millimeter diameter cased watch. So it really wears just fine on the wrist there. Now inside of this watch is the Miyota 8219. It's a Japanese automatic movement featuring two subdials over here. If I move these hands out of the way, we can see those subdials, and that should be good. Let me get you in a little closer here. You can see we get a 24-hour subdial. We also get a running 60-second subdial. This movement does feature self-winding, which is very easy with this pull and push crown. This watch also does contain 100 meters of water resistance, which is quite useful. So basically you can take this thing in a pool if you wanted to. Definitely don't be afraid of getting this thing a little wet, which is quite odd for a watch that's classically designed in a kind of dress style, I'd say, but it definitely is a good factor, for me at least. I like watches with at least 100 meters of water resistance. Now our first position, we can quick set the date over at the 3 o'clock position, which is quite snappy. Then our final position, we can set the time here on these long kind of cathedral style hands, or they're called Markel style hands. And yeah, that's pretty much to it. There's no hacking on this movement, in case you wanted to know that. On the dial itself, we have that nice Guilloche pattern, then we have classic Roman numerals with a railroad track on the outer portion. We also do have looms, super luminova on these hands and on all of the numerals going around the dial, which is actually pretty good. It glows a bright green, and I will get you a loom shot in a little bit. So overall, a very nicely finished watch. The finishing is very good. I like the wire lugs there as well. You get a glimpse through the exhibition case back at the movement. Pretty simple screw down case back, just with some specifications. This movement does contain 21 jewels, and it does have a hollowed out rotor as well, if you didn't notice that. Now, the mineral K1 crystal is used on this watch. It's a hardened K1 mineral. So we do not get sapphire. That's something at $395 I would expect to see a sapphire crystal. That's just me, though. I believe this watch was created actually a few years back, or a couple years back, and they still have some stock of it. But I think a sapphire crystal would do this watch some justice. That's probably the only thing I can nitpick from this watch. Other than that, the watch is very well made. The dial is very well executed with that nice guilloche pattern. The subdials are placed correctly. Everything is pretty much in place. Now the strap itself is calf leather on the top, I believe. They have a genuine leather on the back. It's pretty nice. It's very flexible. Has that kind of worn look to it, which gives that vintage aesthetic some life there. The buckle itself is a Szanto custom buckle, signed here, polished. Not a bad buckle. We have two keepers here. And yeah, that's pretty much to it. I'm going to get you guys a loom shot, show you exactly what this thing looks like. Here is that super luminova, and as I said, it's quite bright. It's quite evenly applied. As you can see on the hands, it is brighter. Definitely is brighter on the hands, which is pretty typical for most watches. But it definitely looks good. especially for a watch that's not a dive style watch or really a water, watch. Even though you can take this one in the water, the lume is definitely, definitely stands out. There is the watch on my 6.5 inch wrist, and like I stated, it fits just fine across my wrist. My wrist is not that big. Definitely has a nice look to it. I like if I can get you in the light here, you can see the hands are actually blue. They're not heat treated blued, but they're blue, which is pretty cool. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but they are blue there. If I can get it on a little angle there, you can kind of see the blueness in them, which is pretty cool. The strap itself is really comfortable. The buckle is nice and conforms nicely. It doesn't really stick out there. And the strap overall is quite comfortable. Definitely something you can slip under the cuff if you wanted to. It wears really compact on the wrist here. So that's pretty much going to be it for today, guys. This is the Szanto Cushion Coin Officer's Watch. Pretty cool watch by Szanto. I think, if you're into this style of watch, definitely check them out on the link in the description below. Let me know what you guys think, as usual, down in the comment section as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely subscribe, like if you haven't, and leave a comment. A lot more cool content coming up. Hope you guys are staying safe, and I will see you guys real soon. Thanks so much. Bye.